All right, so I'm just, continuing to build my virtual field trip assignment. Right about now, I might want to play around with the theme. So if you click on themes, it's going to give you, again, a few choices on changes to color. So this is basically just the top part and the overall color scheme of the fonts. So you can see like the virtual field trip font color changing. If you want something, a little bit more custom, you can click on the paint can. You could make it a mustard green if you want. And then it'll kind of change the entire look to go with that custom color. Now there are just some like stylistically different ones. You notice that the font now changes if I switch over to something like Aristotle or Diplomat. And this is really only time where you can change the font, but it keeps the font looking consistent so that your website looks nice and clean. And so if you ever want to preview it, again, just go back to that preview button and you can see what this is going to look like when people click on your website. Now, one of the other things you might want to check, maybe not right now, but at some point, is what this is going to look like on a mobile device or what this will look like on a tablet. So the default is on a computer screen, like a Chromebook, Apple. On a phone, this is what it would look like. So one of the nice things about Google Sites versus other website creators is that it organizes so that it looks visually pleasing on a phone as well. Sometimes websites or other website creators, it doesn't look as clean on a phone because it wasn't built for that purpose. But Google Sites has both of those in mind. So just, a couple other things to think about is after you've changed your theme, if you want to change your theme to something that you like, there's a couple other things that you can do. So right here, again, a few options to play around with the font if you want. And this will come with all the themes. So, when if you go back to Diplomat, you can have, again, a little bit of play with the font style. Now, as far as the cover goes, so here there's something called header type. This is the large bar that appears at the top of your web page. So you can go with title, again, something very simple. You can go with banner, which is the default. Large banner, just a little bit more space, and then cover takes up a large amount of space. So it just kind of depends on what you want to play with. Now, you can also change the image. So if you go here, you can upload just like we've uploaded before, or you can select an image where Google has basically a preset selection of images that you can choose from. You can search the internet for an image that you like. These are kind of already set for Google Sites though, so they work well with the different themes that Google is offering. And once again, just click on the preview button so you get an idea of what your website would look like with the new font changes, with the new cover changes, if you've had any. All right, so now that you're done playing with the header, you can play around with some of the other pieces here. So early on, I talked about how you can play around with the background of some of the sections. The three options that they give you work well with the theme, so that keeps it very consistent. Now, if you want to go a little bit outside of that, you can upload your own image background, or Google has a set of images that you can select from. This is where you got to be a little bit careful not to pick image or color schemes that are going to clash with one another. So you can select something, just make sure that you can still read the text that you have. You can change any section that you want to any of the images that they offer. Again, you can go search your own. Like I'm just going to pick blue and see what it comes up with. And let's just say I like that color as a background. I'm going to select that, and then it's going to drop it in. So again, you do have a little bit of play and wiggle room as far as the background that you select. And you notice Google changed the font color to match well against your background color. And so now that I'm done, I can go ahead and click on the preview button and see what my site looks like. And so this is what our website is looking like. Again, Google has limited your choices to make creating the website quick, easy, and still visually appealing. And you can, again, I would check mobile devices because kids are always on mobile devices. But even on a mobile device, this looks very, clean, easy to read, simple to follow.